Today, we're going to talk about how tech has fully captured the Republican Party. Whether you're on the right or the left, you've probably heard the news about Palantir. It's a company specializing in AI military tech whose stock price has been surging as it executes its plan to take over our government. Seriously. That's the big story here, and we'll be diving into that today. But what has Republicans worried is the revelation of a mass surveillance campaign on American citizens spearheaded by none other than Palantir. The company will have access to Americans' private personal data, including bank filings, healthcare info, and even the ability to track your movements in real time. And this story starts with mass deportations. Most importantly, it starts with migrant arrest quotas. When Trump took office in January, he imposed quotas on ICE to arrest 1,200 to 1,500 people per day. Now that's a huge increase from when Trump first took office, when ICE was making about 300 arrests per day. As of late May, Stephen Miller upped the quota to 3,000 arrests per day. So that's 10 times more arrests for ICE. You can't increase arrests by more than an order of magnitude without a massive surveillance system to find all of those extra people. And that is where Palantir comes in. In April, the government awarded Palantir a $30 million contract to work with ICE. Palantir would build out a platform allowing government to track migrants in real time. But as we've seen, they don't seem to be doing a great job at it. So many American citizens have been mistakenly arrested by ICE, not least that Oklahoma woman with her daughters who were forced to stand naked in the rain, and they just moved into the house of the people that ICE was really after, and ICE knew, and they went after them anyway. Do we really think that ICE is going to use whatever data Palantir delivers to them in good faith? Absolutely not, and your average ICE agent probably can't pass the military's IQ test. And with Stephen Miller horsewhipping agents to reach Trump's promise of 20 million deportees, there's just so many Americans waiting to get caught in the crosshairs. All of that being said, and while we should be super worried about the unlawful arrest and surveillance of Americans, there is still more to this story. Palantir's plans go much deeper than just surveilling American citizens. Now that DOJ has slashed and burned many agencies responsible for basic government functions, millions in government contracts are now going to private firms. The CTO of Palantir, named Shyam Sankar, has stated that Palantir's goal is to become the US government's, quote, central operating system and expand from their current specialization in military tech into healthcare and other civilian functions. And not only will Palantir gain a windfall in government contracts, this will allow power-hungry tech oligarchs to gain de facto control of our government. This brings us to the founders of Palantir and what their motivations are. You may have heard of the PayPal Mafia, a group of early investors in PayPal comprising major businessmen like Elon Musk and Reid Hoffman. That group also includes Peter Thiel, who co-founded Palantir. In the political world, Peter Thiel is best known for helping foster the alt-right, including launching J.D. Vance's career in the Senate by funding his campaign. And you can see how his ambitions might be even more long-term. Palantir is just one arm of Thiel's hydra of influence over the American government. For example, Thiel has put multiple rounds of funding into a shady financial software firm called Ramp, which is looking to take over the government's internal payment system. Non-coincidentally, that firm has now received a $25 million government contract, despite their only piece of experience running any kind of public service financial system was for a charter school in Tennessee. What the Republican Party lacks in its pool of potential civil servants, intelligence, rigor, competence, private enterprise is more than happy to fill. And private enterprise is more villainous than ever before. Both Elon Musk and Peter Thiel grew up in apartheid South Africa, which they're now trying to import back here with their ridiculous whites-only refugee program. Peter Thiel's childhood was spent in a South African city called Swakopmund, which held yearly celebrations for Hitler's birthday. Now, where you're from doesn't have to define you, but your actions do. And when you look at the actions these men are taking, it becomes very obvious there is a white nationalist takeover in the American government. Critically, right now, Donald Trump's budget bill is trying to cut off states' abilities to regulate AI. Go to our previous video on the page to learn more, but what makes this important is that AI is a critical tool to make up for the lack of manpower on the alt-right. AI is something that can enable a small group of extremists like Peter Thiel and Elon Musk to completely capture control of our government. And to keep these tech vampires from sucking America dry, we need people in power who will protect our citizens. That is why No Dumb Left Behind is determined to elect leaders who actually care about progressive causes and who aren't going to be captured by tech monopolies. Follow our channels for more pressing news and more info on how you can stop this takeover.